Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here and welcome to a pickups and channel update video, guys. Loads of pickups, some great gifts and an awesome addition to the retro pad, to the Sega wall, as you will, and it's really fitting. For those of you guys that are members and have joined my Sega Zombie Facebook group, please guys, I'll see if I can put a link in the description below, but if you've not already joined, please come along and join. We carry on things that I may mention on videos. I go into a bit more depth about other things that I'm doing, and other tubers are welcome to come on there, show their videos. I've got loads of great mates that are sharing links to their videos in there, and it's just a nice little community, something a little bit, you know, to help us through this lockdown, which is hopefully lifting here in the UK bit by bit, getting a bit more freedom back, and hopefully we can plan later in the year to get out and do things, and ultimately to have that retro meet up where we can all have a good old chinwag, plenty of bevies, and just, you know, catch up. We've got over 12 months worth of catching up to do, guys. And I know Cinny Steve in comments on my last video said that as I was the king of the community to plan a sort of meet up, and I'm really keen on that. Watch this space, guys. I'm going to try and set something up. Maybe a meet up at Arcade Club or something like that would be ultimate if we could get that sort of later in the year and give plenty of time for people to plan. And yeah, we'll make a hell of a weekend of it or something like that. There's been some good news on the revival front, and there may be a small revival towards the end of the year. So things are looking up, guys. They really are. And yeah, I've gone off on a tangent here, but please go over to my Facebook Sega Zombie group, and that leads us on nicely to our first pickup. This is very unusual for me. I don't tend to go for this sort of thing. Those of you will have a clue what I'm talking about. It's a project that's been going on for a number of weeks now, and those of you that have been watching it on Facebook Sega Zombie group, you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, it's here. It's come home, and let's just cut to the video. Let's cut to the chase, guys. Take a look at this. Whoa, what do you think? That is a pretty epic thing. Not to everyone's taste, I can understand, but I absolutely love zombies. I love Sega, and that is just the coolest thing. And it's done by the artist Black Tar, and he's a local artist. I'm going to leave loads of links in the description below. I promised Gary I'd do this for him. And I stumbled across him on Facebook Marketplace. He was selling some really obscure and kind of horror-based art, loads of sort of Egyptian, sort of like mummies, mummified hands, shrunken heads, and he put up this really awesome little cyborg skull with a webcam in it. And I contacted him and I said, mate, I'm really interested in that. How much do you want for it? And it turns out that it's been entered into a TV competition. It really was fantastic. I wish I had some pictures of that, but I'm going to bung pictures up as I talk with some of Gary's other art. He does a lot on films and different animals and things like that. And I was interested in this cyborg skull webcam. He said, I'm ever so sorry. It's entered into a TV competition. I can no longer sell it, but I do commission work. And I thought, wow, could you do a cyborg zombie, tie it in with Sega Zombie, retro Sega, and we were talking for ages on Messenger on Facebook, and he really got inspired. Gary was telling me through emails that he was loving the project. He was non-stop on it, and the guy's got serious talent. I will put some more sort of like high definition pictures up as well, just so you can get some of that detail, which maybe the video footage doesn't do it justice. But you know, it is a fantastic piece. I'm really, really chuffed with it. And what's really cool about it as well, sorry guys, I keep looking at it because it's right here, it's just off camera, is that it is a webcam, and it's a professional webcam, so I can do videos potentially through the eyes of a zombie. How cool is that? I can't wait to use it, and it's going to be pride of place. And like I said, Black Tar, there will be links below to his website, his email. You know, there'll be ways to contact him below if you're interested in this. He's very, very keen on doing retro based art in a similar vein, if you will, to what he's done with the Sega zombie, cyborg zombie there. And the whole story behind it is, and what I'll do now is, Gary sent me a video just before he'd completed the project, sort of like in the final stages, and what I'll do is I'll edit that and put a little clip of that in now.
Okay then, so this is my latest project. It's done for Sega Zombie. See, holding the controller with the zombie side, so with blood all over his hands, probably because he's been pressing them keys too many times. He's got a bit of a sore wrist from playing for so long, and basically starting to rot away pretty well. As you can see, skin's peeled away. Zoom in on that eyeball. That's probably what your eyeball will look like if you play too long. Lovely ponytail, which has got a band and beads onto it. Now of course the whole idea is that as he moves from rotting away as a zombie, because he still wants to play, technology plays its part and he turns into a cyborg. So this side of the controller, the cyborg hand, his fingertips are luminous, so obviously at night they'll shine up. Professional webcam with a 10 times optical zoom. This is some kind of breathing type pipe that I've incorporated, which makes it look pretty funky. Now this little hole at the back actually is a screen. You change it for anything. You can actually run a video off it as well if you wanted to, so you can watch a little Sonic video if you wanted to, or any other video. Everything is run off this USB point, so in the back of that is the 3 USBs, and then we have 2 extra ones here that probably for charging up your own phone and well, anything else you want. So there he is.
But yeah, it sort of kind of explains what Gary was trying to set out. I loved how he described the journey of, this is someone that is obsessed with retro gaming, and they've gone, you know, enable them to keep on gaming right past their natural life. They're turned into a cyborg, and the zombie flesh on one side, the cyborg on the other. I absolutely love it, guys. I can understand it won't be to everyone, but hey, I absolutely love horror, love zombies, love Sega. So I'm really, really chuffed with that, and I have been buzzing, absolutely buzzing to share that with you guys. Let me know in comments down below, what do you think, and any ideas, what other sort of things could Black Tar come up with. The attention to detail to the zombie is absolutely amazing, and as you can probably tell, I'm buzzing over it, guys. I really am. But yeah, pickups wise, I want to start with a massive, massive shout out and thank you and a congratulations above all else to the Retro Ghetto. Yes, I'm wearing your t-shirt, mate. Thank you so much for sending that. I sent Callum a Sega Zombie t-shirt because that's what it's all about to me. Not interested in making merchandise to sell. Not looking to make any money out of it. I just thought it was a nice gesture to get a run of t-shirts done, give them away in competitions, and to swap with fellow tubers, other YouTubers that I follow, we'll swap t-shirts, and it just keeps that community spirit going and that bond. And I think it's really important. And you know, that's the one thing we've learned from lockdown, guys, is it's oh so important. You know, I just hope when lockdown lifts that we don't lose this sort of community spirit in the retro hobby, because it's been absolutely fantastic. And long may it continue. I have had a lot of people message me and inbox me wanting t-shirts. I'm willing to sell a t-shirt. It will be at cost price, you know, the cost of the t-shirt and the postage. I've had a number of people interested. I'm really low on certain sizes now. The very small are gone. I think there's some XLs, some larges. But if you're interested, guys, comments down below, and I'm sure I can sort something out. So absolutely chuffed to bits with this. What do you think, Callum? It's looking good, isn't it? I'm looking dapper, mate, in your threads. And it didn't stop there. He also sent me a Retro Gamer Sonic 20 Years of Sonic the Hedgehog magazine, which is absolutely fantastic, mate. He sent that as a gift. You're a top man. And he also sent me a Retro Ghetto sticker, which is going to go on the console zone, the console desk. I'm going to stick that on there. I'm really chuffed with that, mate. And he wrote me a lovely note, which is absolutely brilliant. Hey Zombie, thanks for the t-shirt, the kind words, and the Dick Tracy you gave me. Looking forward to seeing you model my spring-summer collection. I'll get one sent out to Jade next time I order some more. I have enclosed the magazine as I thought it was up your street. If you already have it, give it away on Swap Shop. You were the first YouTuber to shout out my channel, and I will always remember that. Appreciate you. Regards, your friend Callum, aka the Retro Ghetto. Thank you so much, Callum. I am absolutely chuffed sick with this, mate. And I've just got to congratulate you once again on... You've had a really busy week. You've hit 1,000 subscribers, which is so deserved. I really enjoy your content, mate. And also, you've moved house. You've got that epic journey of you've moved all your collection, and I've done this a number of times, so I know your pain, brother. And yeah, not only have you got your dream home, your forever home with your good lady, and you've also only gone and proposed to her. So you have had an epic week, mate, an absolutely epic week, and that's brilliant, Callum. So thank you so much for that, mate. You're a legend. And I don't think that's going to prop up on any of the shelves, so I'm going to put that down there, guys. But it doesn't stop there. We've also got to give a massive shout out to Retro Chef Lee. It's got to be done, mate. The Swap Shop, what an absolutely fantastic idea. It streams 8 PM every other Sunday. And it's just been fantastic. It pulls the community together. YouTubers, big, small, just starting out. Not even YouTubers, just community guys that made put in comments that are coming onto camera. And Callum was part of that a couple of weeks ago. And he had some bits I was really interested in. One of the pieces isn't actually for me myself, because I've already got a Game Boy Advance, which is fully modded, which I showed off in a previous video, and I love that to bits. But Jade and Kai, her son, are real keen to play some more advanced games, and I thought I was actually on the lookout for one of these, and that is the Game Boy Advanced SP. It's nice that it can fit in your pocket. It's got the flip screen, and ultimately it's got a backlight that you can turn on and off. Callum was a bit critical of himself when he tried to show this off on the Swap Shop, saying that it wasn't a great job because Callum reshelled this himself and it was his first attempt. But I think he's done a really good job, mate. You've done a good job there. It's got a little bit of dust underneath the screen, but we can live with that. This is for playing with. Kai is really keen on getting into some Pokemon games that he used to play when he was young. And I know Jade's keen on playing some of the advanced games I've managed to pick up. So, you know, this is a great sort of like starter base console handheld for those. And I know they're going to be chuffed sick with that, Callum. That is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we'll put that up there. Thank you again, Callum. An absolutely fantastic price you done us on that, mate. But it doesn't stop there. Callum also sent me a box for the Black Wii. Now, I picked up a Black Wii from a car boot sale ages ago, with loads of stuff with it, accessories, games, you name it, but it didn't have the box. You tend to find that with the Wii. You pick up plenty of Wiis, but never the box. And I do like to have a console in its box. I've put the Wii in here, actually, because the Wii hasn't been played for a while, if I'm being honest. So I've packed it all away, all into order. It's got all the trays in there. And, you know, Callum pretty much just gave this to me, you know, for what he charged. Absolutely fantastic. Chuffed to bits with that retro Ghetto. You are a diamond geezer. And again, this is not going to fit on a shelf. So that's going to have to go off screen, guys. Go down there. I'm absolutely made up with that. You know, the Wii doesn't get as much love as it used to with me. I think it's because ultimately my gaming time has gone down. It's been a while since I've shot a video, because I've been decorating and getting my place sorted out. I've been here a year now, and I kind of want to put my stamp on it and make it a home for me and Eden. So it's important to do that. And so I've had to really tidy the place up because it was getting a bit sort of tired and old. So yeah, I've been really busy, guys, doing loads of decorating. I've been wanting to do this video for a while. The last video I put up was the Mega Drive Final Countdown video. And I filmed that quite a few days before that went up live. So, you know, this is getting back onto it. Getting back onto the YouTube bandwagon. There's been so many awesome VRs out there. I'm hoping to try and reply to some of them. And that moves us on nicely to the pickups. We've got a varied bunch. And we've got a pickup out of the wild. A pickup from Facebook Marketplace. And it's been a while since I can say that. It was all done under strict COVID guidelines. And it was a PSP pickup. And, you know, there's nothing stunning here. There's nothing absolutely amazing. But it was the price. This whole bundle I'm about to show cost £10, guys. And I weren't going to let it go for that. First up, we've got World Snooker Challenge 2005. Still got the old cash converters price sticker on it. It's all complete. It just needs a clean up, really. So yeah, World Snooker Challenge 2005. We've got the Sims 2 Castaway. I haven't actually checked yet if I've got any of these. But we've got SmackDown vs Raw 2006. I have a feeling I might have that one. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. I know I've definitely got this one. But like I said, for a tenner, this is unbelievable deal, guys. And then we've got Spider-Man 3, which is on the PSP Essentials. No manual with that one, which is a bit of a shame. And then another PSP Essential, got Harry Potter years 5 to 7. I do love the PSP. We was talking about the PSP on the last swap shop, actually, sort of like gaming on handhelds. And for me, and it's a real valid point with me, why I think I have such a keen interest in the PSP, is one, it was a handheld I played a lot back in the day when I had my shop. And when we had the quiet spells, I'd play Game Boy, I'd play PSP an awful lot. It was the first handheld that I believed had sort of like similar power to a console. It was like having a PlayStation. It was sort of like an in-between of a PlayStation 2. Some of the games hold up so well today. And I have really no passion to collect for PlayStation 1 or PS2. And this fills that void because there's some great games on the PSP. A fantastic library. And then another PSP Essentials, we've got SpongeBob SquarePants, The Yellow Avenger. I know nothing of this game, guys. But it's complete. And then we've got Despicable Me. We've got The Godfather. Oh, do you know what? I've never played this game. It's one I'm going to definitely give a go, I think. But this one's in lovely clean condition, all complete. Let me know in comments, guys, if you've played any of these. Let me know what ones I should play. Little Big Planet, I've played this on the PlayStation 3, was it? Yeah, I'm sure it was the PlayStation 3 I played Little Big Planet on. It's all complete. Another PSP Essential. We'll start doubling them up here, I think. And then we've got another one, and that is Crash Tag Team Racing. All complete. So there we go, guys. 11 games in total there. I'm absolutely chuffed with that for a tenner, but it doesn't stop there. The lady also throwed in a case for a PSP. It's in really good nick. So she chucked that in absolutely free of charge. I think for a tenner that was a really good buy. Especially that I've noticed that the popularity of the PSP collecting is really upping of late. And games that were just a few weeks ago that were cheap have really shot up in price. So it seems like PSP collecting's gaining a momentum and is becoming more and more popular. Probably for some of the reasons I've touched on. And yeah, I'm really chuffed with that for £10, and it's just nice to pick up a bundle, a bit of retro in the wild, because it's not something that happens that often for me in this area, which is absolutely fantastic. Next up, guys, we've got a couple of eBay purchases. Both of these, Big Mike, without further ado, Retro, tipped me off on one of these definitely. And he said I got a cracking deal on the other one. And this was some disc games for my Spectrum Plus 3. And first of all, we've got an absolutely classic game here. And that is Batman, the movie. A Legend Has Returned. It's in its original baggie. It's in pretty good condition. I wouldn't say it's mint, but it's in nice condition. It's got the fold out instructions there. Which is nice to have, and then in there you've got the disc. Unfortunately, this doesn't load. I'm gutted. I was really looking forward to playing it. I've been speaking to Mike a lot. We're trying to find a way, and also Craig Goodwin's Place, Sion. I know you guys have got 3D printers. I'm hoping that there used to be an eBay seller that would sell a cleaning kit for one of these, and Mike's done a video on it. Showing you how you clean the disc, and he says on that video that when you follow that procedure and you use the tool, it's sort of like it's like a plastic frame that the disc fits into, and it forces open the metal protector, and you can clean that with some vinyl cleaning solution. And he says, you know, the majority of the times it will get these discs working. But lo and behold, I can't find anyone selling one of these Spectrum cleaning kits. Guys, if any of you know of anyone selling them or has the 3D print available for that, I would absolutely love that if you can get in contact with me, because I've got a number of discs that I'd like to give that clean and process a go and get them running again. I'm dying to play some Batman. I've got it on tape, but I just would love to play the disc version, because that would just be fantastic. And then finally, I had to get this game, and it was Mike. He messaged me on WhatsApp and sent me links to a load of games saying this isn't a bad price, this isn't a bad price. And it's Operation Wolf, guys. It had to be done. I own pretty much every version there is of Operation Wolf, especially on the micros. I now own the Plus 3 version. The case is broken. Does anyone know where I can get a replacement case? Are these easily to get hold of? I imagine not. But yeah, the case is broken. I'd love to get that sorted. I believe, yeah, it's a fold out instructions, I believe. Yeah, so it's all on the inlay, in fantastic condition, the inlay. I haven't had a chance to try this one yet because it's only just turned up. But yeah, there's the disc. Absolutely hands down my favourite conversion of Operation Wolf, other than the arcade, has got to be this Spectrum port, because the memories of me so excited spending my John Menzies voucher on this game, and I just didn't regret it. I played this game to absolute death for many years. It was a game that I always went back to. I can't wait to try this with the light gun, because I'm sure that's how I played it back in the day. Thank you so much, Mike, for sending me the link. The guy originally had it up for $29.99. I was watching it because I thought, do I really want to pay 30 quid? Mike said that wasn't a bad price. But lo and behold, the guy dropped it down to, by a fiver, to $24.99. And I thought, do you know what? At that, I'm going to grab it, because I'm going to regret it if I don't. There was other versions on there, and they were wanting double that on a buy it now. So yeah, really chuffed to add Operation Wolf to the ever-growing Spectrum collection. Get in there. Can't wait to play some Operation Wolf. After this video, definitely going to get into some Spectrum. There's a Spectrum Spectacular video imminent, guys. There really is, because we've had some players turn up, and I've got to give another shout out, but I'll do that on that video. Another fellow tuber tipped me off on a Facebook Sinclair for Sale group, and I managed to jump on that, and whoa, we've made a major dent into the players Premier label game subset collection. So stay tuned, watch out for that video. That will be up soon, guys. But we don't stop there with the pickups. There is loads more. What, I'm going to stack the PSP games up if I can. Up there. There's not much Sega in this video, guys. Sega Zombie, no Sega again. Not often this happens, but we've got a load of Nintendo, guys. And it's Famicom. And I'm loving the Famicom. I really am. These games I got in a bundle. Yeah, a live auction on eBay. A listing. I kept bidding on it, because there was a couple of games that I was intrigued about that I really wanted to play. And I ended up winning this whole bundle for under 20 quid posted. I can't remember the exact figure, but it was sort of like just shy of 20 quid. And I thought that weren't a bad deal, considering there is 7 games. So, you know, I thought that was quite good. I've been paying sort of like anywhere between 5, 6, 7 quid for some of these carts. Guys, I'm not going to know what any of them are, but this is the first one. Kind of like a platformer, this one. Or was this the one that was a bit of an RPG? But it's by Hudson Soft, 1988. But yeah, we got that one. I gave it a bit of a play. The only thing I would say about these is they were absolutely filthy dirty. I had to give these a good old clean all over. Isopropyl on some cotton buds and then pins. Not one of these games would load. They were ground in black grime on all the pins. I've cleaned them all up, and all of them are running really well now, apart from one that can be a little bit temperamental. I think it's going to need a deeper clean, and that is Kirby. I'm no lover of Kirby at all. I know Jade is probably going to like this one a lot more than me. I've never been a fan of Kirby. I just don't get the pink blob, to be fair. I gave it a little bit of a play. It does seem a competent, solid little platformer. But yeah, it was a nice one in the bundle. But like I said, that one needs a bit more of a clean. It says Pocket Zorus on the back there. Is that any relation to this? But it's a Bandai release. We'll get it close enough, guys. Used in the know will know what this is. But yeah, not bad little sort of platformer, that one. This one I did enjoy. It's actually got a little screenshot on the back there. But yeah, this one's quite a colourful little platformer. Sort of bit of a puzzle element to it. You've got to be really careful. The hit detection wasn't great. But it was quite a wacky, quirky Japanese game. I enjoyed playing that for sort of a good 20 minutes or so. It was one of the better ones of this bundle. But let me know in comments, guys, what these games are called, because I have not got a clue. This one interested me. I thought it was Commando, but it's not. It's actually Famicom Wars, which I absolutely loved. Advanced Wars on the Game Boy Advance. I've mentioned that before. And this is sort of like where it all originated from. And yeah, it's sort of like a turn-based strategy sort of war game. Obviously, it's not going to be that easy to play this version because it's in Japanese. But, you know, I tinkered around with it for a couple of minutes. And, you know, I reckon it's a really good game if you knew what you was doing. It's sort of like, I like that sort of simple, but it's got a bit of a deeper gameplay to it the more you get into Advance Wars and them sort of games. I really enjoyed that. And this one, I thought it was sort of like a Wonder Boy sort of game, but it isn't. It says Bug on there. I don't know if that's Bug Island. But yeah, again, another platformer. Most of these are platform games. So yeah, that's another one added. I just love the colours, guys. It's all the colours of these cartridges. And the one that sort of like attracted me, and I saw that this one sort of goes for £7, £8 on its own. So I thought, well, with that, with Kirby, and just to, you know, by chance, maybe find another game that was good out of these. And that is Super Xevious. Fantastic little shooter. I've really had a blast on this one. I am enjoying some of these early 8-bit Famicom sort of shooters. I really am enjoying them. And yeah, Super Xevious, a great little game. Look at that gold cart. Namcot there, Tootie. But yeah, so there you go, guys. There's 7 more Famicom games added, and like I said, that was under 20 quid posted. So that ain't a bad deal at all. Under 3 quid a cart. Can't really go wrong with that, can you? You know, even if I just playing them for 10 minutes, you know, they've earned their keep. But it doesn't stop there with the Famicom, guys. We've got one more game, and I was really interested in getting this one, and I have sort of like been toying with the idea with certain games to get them box complete, but the crikey's the price of some of the box complete Famicom games. This one again has only just arrived, an eBay purchase that I was bidding on, and I got this for a great price. This was about 9 quid posted, I believe. And that is Highway Star, which I could be wrong here, guys, but I believe is Rad Racer. And wasn't that Nintendo's answer to Outrun? You know, that was the game they brought out to rival Outrun on the Master System. You know, there aren't that many games that I know of on the NES or Famicom that people really shout out about. Is that a genre that's weak? On the NES is the racers. I know you've got Excite Bike and the stuff like that, but this sort of racer, this style of racer, and I'm really looking forward to playing Rad Racer because I've never played this game before. So I'm hoping that Highway Star is Rad Racer. We're going to find out, guys, aren't we? But like I said, I ain't had a chance to play it yet. So there we go. 8 more games added to the Famicom, ever-growing Famicom collection. Let me know in comments down below, guys. I want to know races, early arcade conversions, just some recommendations, guys, because I am loving it. And I must admit, I sit there at night when I'm bored, browsing so many listings on Famicom games, and there's certain games I am definitely after, and when the price is right on them. But I've noticed that you can see when you check the completed and sold listings, some people are really taking the mickey and what they're trying to charge by it now for some of these Famicom games. You know, games that barely scrape a fiver and people are charging £30 by it now, which is ludicrous. Another question I need answered, I think, is that Green Beret or Russian Attack. I really want that game. Is that only available on disc on the Famicom? Maybe I'll have to get a clone cartridge of that if it is, because I really want to play Russian Attack. I can remember back in the day in Debenhams, the department store here in the UK, which is sadly going to be no more, and it's closing shop. But I can remember being a kid, they had a whole floor in our local town dedicated to toys and games, and I can remember them having the NES. I'm sure it was kind of like a demo sort of kiosk pod that you could play so many seconds of a game. It had Punch Out, it had Russian Attack on there, it had a lot of the early games. It had Rob the Robot in a big glass case. You couldn't actually touch it, but it would move and do stuff. Me and my mates used to be in awe looking at that when we was young. But, you know, none of us could afford a NES. We may do with our Spectrums, Amstrads and Commodore 64s. But finally, that moves us on to the last section. And I've left this till the end because this isn't going to be for everyone. And I want to give a massive shout out to Pedro, Mr. T, Big Mike, I think Lee, Retro Chef. He's also joined the VHS Bootleggers. I'm absolutely loving the content on there. I appeared a few weeks ago on a stream where we talked a bit about my video shop and game shop that I had back in the day, and also sort of like just about horror films in general and films we enjoyed and that sort of thing. And that was an absolutely amazing stream, guys. If you haven't gone and checked it out, please go and check it out. And I appeared last night, which was Thursday evening, on the stream again with the Poltergeist, which are two fantastic guys. Michael and Ian could talk to you guys all night. And we also had Champion 2D Rob was on there, and we talked nothing but zombie films, and I was in my element, guys. I could have spoken. That stream just absolutely flew by, and I was kind of panicking as the time went on because I was thinking there is so much we have not even touched on. There is some classic films that we've barely mentioned, and guys, go and check that stream out if you haven't already. There is going to be surely some more zombie streams coming up because there's just so much more to talk about. I really wanted to show off some of my zombie DVDs, but that probably will be for another stream. And I'm going to try and keep a lot of my film content to the VHS Bootleggers. And I've said to Pedro that I'm really keen on being involved because films are a massive passion of mine and equally as important to me as games in some ways. And we're going to end this on, I blame them totally, on some VHS pickups. My first videos in probably 2 decades. Since I sold off all my video nasties and my horror collection many years ago. Before I show those, it was Rob, 2D Rob. He tipped me off because Dawn of the Dead, I had the original Arrow release, which was in a cardboard sort of digipack Blu-ray, which had reversible covers, posters, a lovely, lovely set. But there was a time, just a few years back, I'll put a picture up if I can, guys, because I know I've got pictures of these DVDs, but the prices of them went through the roof. They become very desirable, so I cashed in on them. Because I was like, I ain't bothered whether I've just got a standard release of these films. And it's taken all this time, a good couple of years, for me to realise that I don't actually have, since selling that, Dawn of the Dead on DVD or Blu-ray. And I had to put that right. There was that big box set that come out a few weeks back. And I thought, do I really want to drop £75 on the 4K set of that? Not really. You know, I've owned Dawn of the Dead in every version that's ever come out. There's a few films that I've bought so many times. And I think with that set, you know, maybe I might get it a bit cheaper at some point. Maybe I'll strike lucky and pick it up for a bit more of a bargain price. I didn't want to pay that on it. It's later transpired that the same company, which the company's eluded me, who's put out this big box set, has now put out the standalone sort of like set without all the gumph in there. But again, I think that was sort of like 27 pounds, maybe £30. And Rob tipped me off and he said, Scott, there's an Italian release and it's got all the versions of this fandangled lovely box set that's come out, and that's this version. So thanks so much, Rob, for letting me know about that. I'm kind of out of touch with a lot of the sort of like European releases of stuff now. You know, I'm more coming back into, I'm really inspired to sort of like build my Blu-ray collection. Last sort of like 18 months, 2 years, I kind of went quiet on my Blu-ray collecting, but I'm really back onto it, and this is a fantastic print. I watched this over the weekend, just gone, and yeah, it's a fantastic set, all in a hard plastic case, all the discs in there. Unfortunately, in shipping, this is very fragile, and as you can see, I was a bit gutted about this. Let me just pick them up. But yeah, one of the little catchers has snapped at the top. So annoying, but you know, I can't really blame the seller. It was sold, it was sealed, brand new, you know, so I can't really hold any blames there. And it's just one of those things. But you've got some postcards as this. I've not even opened it, guys. It's still all sealed up. Midnight Factory is the release. What's in here? Yeah, so it's sort of like some Midnight Factory cards there. Zombie. Not bad. Not bad little artistic prints there on some of the classic posters that were used around the world on the release of this great film. You know, it really is one of my favourite films of all times. We've got some more stuff in there, but an absolutely amazing film. We've also got a nice colour booklet there, which unfortunately is all going to be in Italian, and my Italian isn't great. Nor's me English, some will say. But yeah, nice little booklet, and I thought this was a nice set. I really did. It's also got a reversible sleeve, so you've got the different ones, so you can choose what cover you want. And I paid 20 quid for it, guys. £20 posted. But yeah, all in a lovely case. Just a shame about it being that little bit brittle. But we'll put that up there. We're going to move some of this stuff down, guys.
There's no more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
Because we move on to the VHSs, and I can't believe after all these years I've bought some VHS tapes. I've actually got a tip. I've shown it in a video way back when. This was again on Marketplace, and it was free to a good home. And it was local to where my dad lived. And I rung him up and I said, Dad, can you go and pick this TV up? It's a Toshiba. I've shown it off before. It's a combi with a DVD and video built into it. I believe it's a fairly large screen. It's definitely over a 21-inch. And it's great. I have that set up in my bedroom. And I've been really enjoying chilling out to some videos at night. It's been great. And the first film I picked up was this one. And it was The Club. A 90s film that I remember really enjoying when I rented it back in the day. It's 1994. I remember really enjoying some of the sort of horror and the special effects in some of the creatures on there. But I was really disappointed. It wasn't the film I remembered. As far as I know, this hasn't ever been re-released on DVD or Blu-ray. I've never seen it. Definitely not in the UK anyway. Hellishly good special effects. Yeah, it's not bad special effects. Bit of a hard film to follow. But worth checking out if you like some of your 90s horror. Not a bad film, but it's one I had a lot of fond memories of, and it was a film me and my mates rented quite a lot, and I do believe I bought the ex-rental at a Blockbuster, because when they used to have them wire baskets that they would chuck all their ex-rentals into, and I remember picking it up out there cheap. Another film that I was desperate to get hold of. I've only ever seen this once, and it was many years ago. It was quite a hard film to obtain back then. and that is Crime Wave. And this film, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I love that cover. You can't beat. It's a bit like Games. It's the box art that's pulling me in. It's not so much of the 90s stuff, but the 80s stuff, you know. Oh, that is just a fantastic video cover, that. And it's on the Embassy label. From the director of The Evil Dead, Sam Raimi, and the creators of Blood Simple. So that would be the Coen brothers, Joel Coen and Ethan Coen, directed by Sam Raimi. There's a couple of compulsive killers on the loose in Detroit, and the bodies just keep on mounting, or being run over, or falling from 30th story windows after all accidents happen. Unfortunately, the delightful Nancy is next on the list, all because she saw too much. Witnesses do get in the way of a good murder. Only one man can save her from a death worse than fate. Crime Wave, a simple everyday tale of mayhem, murder, dance contests and car chases that begins on the corner of the block and ends in the electric chair. Sounds like fun. You ain't seen nothing yet. That actually sounds really good. It's a film that I can remember watching a dodgy copy of. So I'm pretty certain this was quite a difficult film to obtain back in the day, and I was obsessed with Sam Raimi and Evil Dead, and I remember seeing it on a dodgy copy many years ago. So I'm really looking forward to chilling out and watching that one on the old video. And to a film I absolutely loved. Again, this is a late 80s film, and this was one of my mates at the time's favourite films. He would always rent this one out, and that is The Blob. A fantastic remake of like the 50s sort of B movie. And I'm just trying to see, 1988. A fantastic film. I watched this one in bed the other night, and a great film. They just don't make films like this anymore. You know, it's got some lovely effects in it, some really gruesome stuff. I really enjoyed this film. I believe it has finally, after all these years, because I can remember this was another one that just wasn't released on DVD, especially in the UK. I think just very recently it's got a Blu-ray release in America. I could be wrong there, but The Blob, a fantastic film, and I really, that is one that I did watch. Unlike The Club, being disappointed, thinking, sort of it. The Blob, I loved it. I thought it was brilliant, and again, an awesome front cover there. And that leads us on finally to the last two. And we talked about Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray and me owning this film and buying it so many times. And it's no different with this one. And I just had to have it on video. And that is RoboCop.
I'd buy that for $1.
I had to have the original big box of RoboCop. A fantastic film. One of my favourites, in my top 10. And I'm sure you all know that. I'm sure I've mentioned it many times before. But a fantastic movie. It's just a shelf piece. A lovely shelf piece. But I bought it in a bundle. I didn't just get RoboCop. I got RoboCop 2 as well. And I know this film's got a lot of critics and a lot of haters. But I really enjoyed RoboCop 2. Yeah, it ain't as good as the original. Nowhere near. But it is still a good film. And I really enjoyed it. It's kind of got that real cheesy, quirky, not take it too seriously sort of feel about it. And yeah, I really enjoyed both these films. No, RoboCop 2 is never going to be in my top 10. RoboCop most definitely is. A fantastic film. And I am absolutely chuffed sick to have them as shelf pieces. To have them on display. Because predominantly I am going to have a better display for my films. It's got a corner right over there where the video, just beyond the Video Master. And I'm going to focus on my films a bit more. Displaying that. And that's all thanks to Pedro and to VHS Bootleggers for really reigniting my fire when it comes to films. I really have enjoyed it. And yeah, long may that continue. But that's it, guys, for this video. Like I said, there's plenty more content to come, guys. Thank you all so much for your support. It's been tremendous. And there will be plenty more footage coming up really soon, guys. Like I said, there's going to be a Spectrum Spectacular I really want to get some VR responses out, so I'm going to focus on that too. But until the next time, I'm Sega Zombie. Goodbye.
Sega Zombie. Sega Zombie. Sega Zombie.